We've, MS, and that's the other thing I want to talk to you about before you, Bob, I'm sorry.
How many people would take DNR to run that down there, the paperwork or whatever, you know?
Too many.
What time do you guys want to get out of here today?
I just wanted to know.
Right now, there's 6 down there, the 5. The other 6 people down there that replaced 2, I guess.
Is that what it is? Then they took $2 million out to,
Well, that $2.3 million covers the cost, I'm sorry, what, Bill?
Covers the field,
Yes.
DNR staff.
okay.
You know, it's just not there,
I just didn't, I want an idea what was.
right. It covers all the field contact time and effort. And then, of course, their boss's time and effort to make sure that they did a job right. And then their boss to... Go ahead. I gotta break you in somehow, bud. Besides that, I need more water.
Well, I asked the same question, where's the 2.3 million go? So I did meet with the people down in Lansing, and they were receptive to me coming down there and talking to them, and I asked them for some information. And they didn't break it down to where I wanted to see it, because I wanted to see it item by item. But I didn't get it that way, but I did get it broken down into some groups here. And the money goes for all work associated with ground development of a new trail or maintenance of an existing trail managed by FMFM. It includes signs and posts, general repairs, fuel, maintenance charges. And all work associated with sponsor trail inspection, sponsor maintenance project inspection, pre, during, and post completion, processing grant applications and other grant project paperwork, bid maintenance, project specification preparation, reimbursement requests, all work associated with general program administration, including the Snowmobile Advisory Committee, general sponsor meetings, snowmobile suits and helmets and training, preparing written responses to constituents, trespass, defending title, lawsuits, communications, and related office expenses, including utilities. All work related to grooming on FMFM maintained trails, and $333,080 was spent for signs, and the remaining, and also for fuel and groomer maintenance.
50-some thousand for posts.
And there's, out of that, there's $333,000 for signs and $57,000 for posts. And then they told me down there too that a lot of the money is going for lawsuits, either defending title to some of the trails or trying to get title to the trails. And they wouldn't give me any more information on lawsuits than that. They said any pending lawsuit we can't talk about.
You know, that's just a new buzzword now, because these are all trails that were, the defending lawsuits are only on trails that were bought with trust fund dollars for multi-use trails. So why is our if that's what they're telling you, why are snowmobilers defending and paying to defend that when no other funds are paying? Where do the bikers pay? Where do the hikers pay? Where does the horseback riders pay?
Four-wheelers.
You know, four-wheelers, exactly. Anything that's allowed on that. That has become their new crutch this year. This is the first year I've heard that, well, we've got all these lawsuits that we're defending. Yeah, so we've insured all the trails. We're the ones that incur any lawsuits when it comes to snowmobile lawsuits. State's never included in on it because they know they can't win against the state. So it's always a lawsuit against your association, your club, your grant sponsor. So we need to come back on them and say, show me why snowmobilers need to be paying for the lawsuits on a trail that was bought. You know, why are we defending a lawsuit when why isn't trust fund dollars defending that? Or why isn't it coming out of general fund dollars? You know?
Hey, Don?
Yes.
I got a real good question. Most of these people that are field contacts and this and that are
Thanks,
through the
Jim.
fire division.
Yep.
And I'll bet you they're paid 12 months out of the year through the fire division. You mean to tell me that the 3 months out of the year that they work for the snowmobile program, that they're reimbursed? I can't believe they are.
They are.
I'm gonna tell you that every time you call your field contact, whether it's on the phone, whether he comes out to see you, whatever, there's 2 account codes for the snowmobile program. He's charging his time to one of those codes or another
They
code.
might be charging us for it, but I'll still bet you it's being paid for the fire, through the fire.
No, he gets his check from the state. What I'm saying is that the account code, the cost accounting code, when he's talking snowmobiling, he writes down that cost accounting code.
And
That money is just exchanged in to pay his wage. Yeah, it's all coming out of the state. He was hired as a fireman, and if he did nothing but sit on his ass all year round waiting for a fire, that's the fund he'd be paid out of. But they don't fund that fund 100% because they know he's gonna have to do ORV, snowmobile, he's gonna have to be out working in forestry, marking trees, doing this, doing that. There's an account code for everything that they do. Everything is cost accounted, coded up. So, I think it was, or Bill, maybe correct me, I think it was 2 years ago, we got a amount from them, and there was 53,000 hours, I do believe, charged to the snowmobile program that year. Which, if you start doing some math, it doesn't come close to, even at a high rate, to the amount of money they're taking. Now, this year, I will tell you, we've heard it many a times, is that they're being told, their field people are being told, make sure you write down, every time you talk to the snowmobilers, you charge a time off. Marzine made a call the other day to tell the guy who was done picking up his signs, the guy goes, oh, gotta charge his phone call off to you.
Do they round it to the nearest hour?
There you go. Or,
You gotta talk like it, Larry, get our
I
money.
want to make every grant sponsor aware of the fact that, and I've talked to a couple of them, if you had one contact person before, or 2 of them in your area, make sure you find out how many are now working on a snowmobile program. Because one of the things they're doing is if there was 2 guys working there before, there's 5 guys being charged against it now. Because we've asked enough questions. By the way, Bill, it's $23,000.
Was it 23,000?
But anyway,
Yeah.
we've asked enough questions about where this money's going, that they know they're gonna have to start justifying it. So they're loading it up with paper, because they know we're gonna wanna find out. It isn't gonna do much good, because we've got all the information from the last 5 or 6 years, and if all of a sudden it's gonna spike by 4 or 5 times what it was before, we got them nailed. But the thing is, trying to get answers out of them is like trying to draw, or trying to push a needle through or a straw through a needle, you know what I mean? That's it.
cool. To get back to your question, because I haven't answered that yet, I'm going to. The, dates, Bill. When did we go down and talk to legislation here just recently? We talked to them about trail permit increase.
We're down when we met with